Hey y'all, whether it's morning, evening, or afternoon, I'm just glad that you guys had decided to vibe with E. Yes, the one and only E. Hey y'all, hope y'all feeling amazing, doing amazing, and just being amazing overall. And if not, it's okay. It's alright, my friend, because bad times don't last forever. After every storm, there is a rainbow, and you're getting closer and closer every day to that rainbow, that pot of gold, that light in the tunnel, whichever one you prefer, my friend, okay? But I do want you guys to still rely on the bad times, because the bad times had helped us to get to where we are now, as well as it helped grounded us to be grateful and thankful for everything that we have now. Okay, so welcome guys. Cheers to the last week of November, which is super crazy. We are celebrating the holiday times now, so Thanksgiving is like literally the next day. I hope you guys, if you are celebrating Thanksgiving, I hope Thanksgiving be amazing to you, and if not, I still hope that your day is amazing, full of whatever you want to come your way. It is holiday season, so whatever holiday you celebrate, happy holidays to you all. Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's, Boxing Day, and things of that nature. Happy holidays. I wish you all nothing but the best, and I really hope that this holiday season be the season that you have been manifesting, praying for, but overall be the season that you will get what you have been manifesting and praying for. And when I say when the season of get what you get, it's saying that most of the time when holiday times come around, oh, excuse me guys, most of the time when holiday time come around, a lot of people don't ask for much. They just have a few things they want to see happen and things of that nature. Like for me, like Christmas is coming up. I don't want much for Christmas at all. I just want peace and happiness, and if I can help any family in need or family friends in need, I am so here for it. And yeah, and Thanksgiving is all about being able to appreciate things that you're thankful for, as well as what are you thankful for and who you're thankful for and things of that nature, and also understanding the importance of Thanksgiving. If you're new here, welcome. And for the ones that are not new to this but true to this, hey y'all, what's up, what's poppin'? So going back to just saying what Thanksgiving is, I did do an episode on Thanksgiving, I think last year or the year, I think last year I did an episode on Thanksgiving. If you have not tuned into that, please do, because that episode I break down what's the importance of it and why is Thanksgiving so important, as well as before Bob It Out with Guests became a thing, I did an interview with my family, and it was around Thanksgiving time, and their episode did come out, I believe, on Thanksgiving. So on y'all free time, please tune into that. It's been ages. It's been like a good little while. Like this was around the time when I was in the prime of starting vibing with E2. So whenever you're free, have a free moment to learn, to deep dive a little bit more into what Thanksgiving is and all those things, and then also hear from different point of views from my family. Take the time to listen to it, okay? All right, y'all, so like I said, we are in the last week of November, and it's been quite a week, I will say. It's been quite a month, I'll say, and this week is full of nothing but good things. However, if you're new here, this week is all about Wellness 101 lessons, and I'm gonna give y'all a little snippet of why I do Wellness 101 lessons at the end of the month. So Wellness 101 lessons are lessons that helps us overall look at the impacts of how this month or this year has been to us, and hopefully we can impact whatever lesson that we are learning here with me can impact with us through the next day or new year and things of that nature. My whole reason of Wellness 101 is when I went to Morgan State, they had did wellness days to help us students as well as staff to focus on our mental health. And it inspired me so much because, like, okay, I talk about education and wellness, so why not do the same thing for my listeners or whoever's watching me, to help them incorporate with just understanding the importance of wellness while still learning whatever topic it is with me. So basically, Wellness 101 lessons are to help you to understand your wellness a little bit more, but also to appreciate these lessons and take them as, okay, this is something that I need. Hopefully a stepping stone for you guys to understand what's going on around you and things of that nature. So yes, that's what that is. So we have, as of today, we have 24 newsletters, which is so amazing, which is so like dope, because I say this all the time, I never thought that I would keep going with these newsletters, but I like doing them because if you do follow me on Instagram and wherever else, you see like the newsletters, the little slips of the newsletters. But if you still want to be a part of the newsletters, don't hesitate. Click the link in my bio, my link tree, and you will see an icon that says sign up for weekly newsletters. And all you have to do is insert your email, and once you insert your email, I will get the notification from Linktree. And then every time I prepare for the newsletters to get sent out, you will be on there. And the newsletters come out Wednesdays at 3:30 Eastern time, before 2 hours before like the episodes drop. So you'll get to see what's going on, any big news, any exciting news, what's the vibe of the day before it even comes out, as well as any guest appearances that I have, or if you don't have any guest appearances and things of that nature. So it's like you get a sneak peek of everything before the world really knows what's going on. So yeah, so we are on the 24th newsletter. Super exciting. I think we will hit 30 newsletters this year. I think I have to double check, probably between 29 30 at the max, but I think we should hit 30. Well, at least 29. I think I want to say at least 29, 20. I want to say 29. It's the best bet. If not 30 probably will hit in January in the new year, and that'd be super dope too. But you know, it is what it is. So we're on newsletter 24, and this month's theme is still November. We're ending out with the grace and gratitude, the gratitude, growth, and grace, cultivating peace in every season. And this is part 4, the last week of November. So guys, we have reached the last Wednesday of November, and with it comes to the final chapter of our monthly theme, gratitude, grace, and growth, cultivating peace in every season. Excuse me. This month has been a journey, slowing down, leaning in, giving thanks, extending grace, and recognizing how much you have grown, even in the moments you didn't notice. And as we close out November, this week vibe centers on one powerful practice: reflection. Before we step into December, before we set new goals, before we rush into the next chapter, it's time to pause and honor everything this year has taught us. As December comes, if you're new here, every time December comes, I prepare us for the new year, as well as still preparing us into the holiday time and loving on the holidays and things of that nature. But with December, I like to prepare us for January, to give us a little bit of a pep talk, and then let you guys know it's okay. Like, be prepared for this new beginning, this new chapter in your life. It's okay to start over. If you have to start over 5 million times, do what's needed for you, because you matter, as well as to just you being able to just appreciate the things that has been going on. And please celebrate yourself, regardless of how big or small your accomplishments are. Celebrate them, because no one knows how hard it was for you to even get to these accomplishments. Like, nobody knows how hard it was for you to even start this new project, begin this new relationship, start this foundation, or go back to school, start a family, whatever the case may be. My friend, please love on yourself, but also celebrate your accomplishments, because these are things that has helped you. Like going back to bad times don't last forever. This is a stepping stone for you too, to understand that, you know, them bad times don't last forever, but they help you get to the good times, because they shaping you and they ground you to get to where you need to be. And that's how I do for December, to help us understand that we all been through some things in these last couple months of the new year, of the year. But as we enter the new year, what do we want to work on within a new year? What we don't want to bring in a new year, and who, when all these things. This new year, like every new year, I have it set to, this is for you. The goal is for you. Like last year, I think it was pop out. There's pop out. Sometimes you got to be selfish and do what's for you. And then next year, it'll be somewhat the same thing, like pop out. Take care of yourself, but also do what is right for you. But the whole purpose of that thing will be to fill your cup up before you can fill somebody else's. Pour into yourself more before you can pour into others. So yes, so we're going to today just take a deep breath and then just reflect on how things have been so far. And that's why I love when wellness lessons are impacted, because it helps you understand more and grounds you to understand why this is so important for you to do, and why it's important for you to master this skill, but not really master it, but understand this skill perfectly. So yes, so this week's challenge, I want you to choose one moment each day to reflect on your growth during the Thanksgiving week, such as write down one thing you learned, one thing you released, and one area where you have grown without even realizing it. So reflection is not about juggling your past, it's about appreciating your journey. Let your reflections remind you of your strength, your evolving, and your resilience. So this week, as we're giving thanks to what we're thankful for, who we're thankful for, and why we're thankful for these things, I want you guys to also just choose one thing that you have learned from yourself, that you're thankful that you have been able to learn for yourself. One thing that you have been able to be thankful to release, regardless of how big or small it is, good or bad. Just one thing you're like, I'm releasing this and I'm thankful for this to be released, to be out in the open. Or one area where you have grown without realizing it, being thankful for this, because it can be a challenge. It could be a challenge for you to even hit these moments in your life that we probably don't even know of. Sorry y'all, my doggone Apple Watch is greasy and I was like, But yes y'all, so that's the challenge this is the challenge of the week for you guys. So vibing with E, weekly vibe, where meaningful conversations meet growth and real live conversations. The week of November 27th, which is Wednesday. So the new episode today is, we're on episode 131, and we are on Wellness 101, Lesson 21, the power of reflecting. What this year has taught me, you, So this week's episode is all about realizing your growth in real time. We are dividing into what it means to pause, reflect, and honor your past that shaped you this year. The challenges you overcame, the lessons you've learned, and the strength you never knew you had. Reflection is one of the most underrated wellness tools. It helps you understand your seasons, celebrate your process, and prepare your heart for what's next. In this episode, we're going to cover why reflection is essential for emotional healing and clarity, how the highs and the lows of this year shapes your mindset and helps you out, helps you shape your mindset and just have you really deep dive into, like, this really was going on. Tools to help you reflect intentionally without judging or pressuring yourself. What it means to honor your small wins, not just the big ones. Please, I'm begging you, y'all, please. I don't care how big or small it is. Pat yourself on the back, toot your horn, whatever you gotta do. Please love on them small achievements, because those small achievements are helping you get to them big ones. And how reflection prepares you for a better, softer, more grounded future. This conversation is a reminder that reflection is a form of self-love. It helps you see how far you have come, and affirmations that every version of you was growing, learning, and becoming. So, y'all are tuned in this Wednesday for a grounded, heart-opening, year-closing conversation. Okay? So lastly, guys, vibing out with guests this week. Again, we have no guest appearances this week, and that's okay, that's all right, because vibing out with guests is proof that every story, no matter where it starts, has the power to inspire others. This series continues to grow, and every episode is a reminder of why we start real conversations that live, inspires, and connect. This Friday, we're pausing guest conversations to honor the spirit of reflection. No interviews, no deep dives, just space to breathe, space to acknowledge your growth, space to enter the final month of this year with intentions, clarity, and peace. But don't worry, more guests will be returning soon with more powerful voices and stories, y'all. So I am going to say we do have a few of them lined up so far. I'm not going to say how many, but we do. And as you guys know, right now we do have 26 guest appearances, and our goal is to hit 30. But I'm not going to tell y'all how many we have so far, but I feel as though we can get to 30. Fingers crossed. And if not, I'm still grateful, and I still appreciate the guests that has been on the show, for you guys supporting me and just being able to just listen, like, comment, all those things. So all the past guests, the present guests, the future guests, I thank you so very much for your time, your support, and everything of that nature. To the ones that listens to our amazing guests and their stories, I thank you also very much, because I love that series a lot, because that series give people the floor to express themselves. And I love when guests be like, this is my first time ever sitting down and doing something like this, and it makes me so happy too, because I'm like, not only is this their first time, but it's my first time too, even being comfortable within doing this series. But overall, I'm just so appreciative and thankful for you guys to even sit there and just sit in front of a mic and a camera and just sit with me and talk about these conversations. I appreciate it so much. Another thing we do now, a new thing that I do have is group guest appearances. So please, you know, as you guys see, you see some 2 appearances, you seen 2 guest appearance, 2 people in 1 guest appearance. Now I made it to a group, so it's up to 3 guest appearances to 3 group appearances. So what that means is I will be there in a group of 3. A group up to 3 could be able to come sit in the studio with me, then we vibe out on whatever topic and things you want to talk about. So I did do that before with my classmates and my friends. We did that before, but now I'm making it a permanent thing because I know at times people be like, I want to bring this person, I want to bring that person. I'm like, okay, cool, you know, and sometimes it may work and it may not work, but it's okay. But now I'm making it permanent now that we do still have the one-on-one guest session appearances, but if you want 2 or more people with you, then we have a group vibe out with guest appearance. So yes, y'all, please check that out as well. And as always, the quote of this week is, reflection is the bridge between where you were and where you're going. Where you were and where you're going is the reflection. Okay, and also please, y'all, please stay connected. Follow the podcast page on IG at vibing.with.e, using hashtag vibing with E to share your reflections and what this year has taught you. Okay, and until next time, from your favorite host, I hope that this time E, vibing with E. So now let's get into it. Okay, as always, every vibe of the day as well as every wellness lesson of the day is something special. So I want you guys to sit back, relax, and enjoy hearing my voice or watch me on YouTube, because as always, every vibe of the day, every wellness lesson of the day, and every vibing out with guest appearance is something special. Okay, so please turn me up on your speakers, your car radios, your phones, your PCs, MacBooks, Alexas, Google Docs, whatever, because yeah. So yeah, whether you're going to move, turn me up, because as always, every lesson of the day, every vibe of the day, every guest appearance of the day is something special. Okay, if you're new here, once again, welcome. As we break down every vibe of the day as well as wellness lesson of the day, I do say the title again, the Bible, the wellness lesson of the week, of the day, for the week. I break down every wellness lesson as well as vibe of the day into the definition, the 5 W's, the quote of the day, which is the quote of the week, and I do a thank you for tapping in little note to help you also understand what's going on, and then give y'all a little deep dive into thinking of like what's the week to come. Okay, and by this being Thanksgiving week, for the ones that celebrate it, I want you to really think deeper. And if you don't celebrate Thanksgiving as a whole, I still want you guys to think deeper on this, because this is a very important topic. Like I said, we are entering the new year, so I do want to tap in a little bit, but then give you guys a little bit of a heads up on what's to come for the new year, so we won't be, you know, scared and surprised on all these things that are coming to us, that's coming in for the new year, because I guarantee you, we all having these emotions like, oh my gosh, we're entering the new year, I'm a little bit frightened, I might not have hit every goal that I wanted to in the new year, my vision board probably has not really been checked off, but that's okay, my friend, because you have the chance to do it next year. Sometimes you got to start over from scratch, sometimes you got to add pieces in there that you didn't hit, that you did a new year. But do what's right for you, and you know you're ready for it, and take your time and don't rush it, because things happen and that's okay, but we're still going to work these kinks out, do we need to do, because it's all going to work out in the end. Okay, sorry, I had to drink a sip of my juice, and I got this glittery lip gloss on. It's lip gloss, and I don't like when my lip gloss touch the rim of my can or my straw, whatever. It makes it sticky, so it's like I gotta waterfall my own drink because I don't want all the glitter and stuff on it. I know, it's so funny and it's so weird, but I can't help it. But you know, things happen. But without further ado, let's get into it. We have hit 131 episodes, and today's wellness lesson of the day is Wellness 101. Lesson, is it 21? Hold on, y'all. I think I messed up. Oopsies. Alright, let me pull my note back up because I always forget the numbers sometimes. Yep, we are on episode 131 and we're on Wellness 101, Lesson 21, The Power of Reflection. What this year has taught me, you, us. We're all in this together. So let's get into it. Definition. What does it really mean to reflect on a new year? Reflect on the year. Reflect on the year. Like, what is the whole purpose of us being able to reflect on our year, and why is it important for us to do this? Like, why do we need to reflect on a year, and why do we need to take that risk to just sit back and be like, okay, let me reflect on what has happened, the good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful. Like, why do I need to do this, and let's see what is the importance of me doing this. So reflection is intentional practice of pausing to look back, not to judge yourself, but to understand yourself. It means reviewing your experiences, emotions, lessons, mistakes, achievements, and moments of growth with honesty and compassion. Reflection isn't about reliving the past, it's about learning from it. It helps you see patterns, celebrate progress, release what no longer serves you, and step into a new season with clarity. When you reflect with purpose, you reconnect with your journey and realize how much strength, wisdom, and realization you have gained along the way. Forgot to mention, y'all, so I break down the definition, the 5 W's, into my own words, a little bit of research, and then I talk about it, I go based off of thoughts of just chatting, whatever y'all want to call it. So the whole purpose of reflection of the year is just to take a look back at how has the year been for you, like within the emotions, within the experiences you learned, the bad times, the good times, what you've learned, what you didn't learn, what you achieved, what you didn't achieve, but it's overall what you have done for yourself that you're proud of, and maybe what you're not proud of. But it's just a whole reflection of what you like to see and like to just see out on the forefront of what you have done and how far have you came. Like, look how far have you come. And I like to use like last year impacting this year for me. Like, I like to do compare contrast of this year and last year. So for me, last year was 2024. I'll say 2024 I gave it, because I look back, I did a breakdown of how January and December was for me, and I rated my whole experience out of 10. I said I gave it 7 out of 10. And the reason for that is because, excuse me, in the beginning of the year when the new year started, things were going pretty well up until I had a health scare. I had a really bad breakout that spread it all over my body, and it scared the living hell out of me. And I had just started was it my senior year? I think I had just started, no, I started my junior year in my program. And I was so nervous. So I was like, okay, I just started the program. I don't know what's this gonna do. Then at that time too, I was still working 2 jobs, still pushing, vibing with E. It was a whole bunch of stuff that happened. So from January up until March, I was still physically and mentally preparing myself for being comfortable with still having scars, a little bit of scars on there, having to deal with my face. Like, it was so much. And then I still was busting my butt though. I still was busting my butt when it came to getting my grades, doing my assignments, keep my grades up. Still working both jobs and still giving you guys vibing with E, the vibe of the day as well as wellness lessons of the day. And I was very I was very vocal about what was going on in my life, because one thing about me, I'm raw and uncut. I'm not going to just have you certain stuff I will say you do have to leave people guessing. But when it comes to my platform and I'm talking about mental health and all these things, why not let it be known? Because someone that may be listening probably went through the same thing or going through the same thing. So I was very vocal about what was going on in my life, and it was moments where I did crash. And I started going to counseling to help me, and it started working. However, it wasn't consistent as I am now going to therapy. But however, April April, May. April, I was getting myself together. Like, I was finally stepping out a little bit. May, when the semester was over, I had received my first 4.0 in college. I was too livid. I was too turned. I was outside here and there. I was still working and working and working. Well, no. I quit one of my jobs. I had to leave one of my jobs because it was too much for me mentally too. And so I was at another job, so I was still doing good, still getting things going. I did get another job before my birthday in July. August came around. I was preparing to be at the internship for undergrad at my elementary middle school. And things were starting to pick up. However, I still had moments where I was just like, that's when my senior year came into play. I was still like, oh my God, this is really happening. A lot of nerve-wracking. And then I reflect on this year, January of this year, it went well. However, beginning of February, I got the flu and the semester just started again. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a repeat of what happened last year. Like, I was like, what the hell? But I fought so bad when I had the flu, y'all. Like, I think I told y'all recently, like, it was a vibe of the day that I did. It was on Black History Month and Valentine's Day, the Love Month, and I pushed myself in the bed, y'all. I did not record because I did not want y'all to see how drained and busted I look. I said, okay, that's a little too much. In my voice, it was already enough, and I still progressed. So that was funny. So let me see. So yeah, January, it started out good because we did the rebrand for Vibing Out with E. Y'all see the lovely new logo we got. So that went well. Went back to school, got sick, but then I got myself together. Then I started to love on me a little bit more. I started doing things I've never done to my, like tried new hairstyles. Yeah, tried new hairstyles, was getting like my lashes done consistently. Like, I was doing a lot for me that I wasn't doing for myself before. So I was just so, like, I was on cloud 9 and still being able to do what is necessary for vibing with E. Started vibing out with guests. March came, I was accepted into both of the colleges that I applied for grad school, which was only Morgan University of Maryland. It was a hard decision to swallow for me to go to where I wanted to go. I ended up going to University of Maryland. My grades were still going good. However, I had a 16-page paper. That paper was beating my ass. But I did not let that defeat me because I started like doing spring break with my friends. We started going to the library. We helping each other. We in the library. On Saturdays, it was so weird how the hours were. The hours were from 9 to 6. On Sundays, it was open, I think, to 12 to 12. Like, we were in that library so much. It was like to the point where that they knew us by first name. They knew us by first names. Like, the security guards would look out for us, everything like that. So it was good. And then every time we went to the library, we would look at the stadium, the football field, because that's what we graduated at. We would count down, and we would just take a moment to just look at the field and just manifest and just be like, oh my gosh, we almost there, we almost there. May hit. My sister went to prom. I finished out my semester strong again with 4.0 that led me to graduate with magna cum laude with higher honors. With higher honors. Yeah, May came, things were going good. It went very well. June came, the podcast turned 2 years old. I was still doing a lot of stuff then. July, my birthday came. I didn't really do much, but July I was still doing what I had to do with appearances, things like that. August, really dope. Yeah, so I look back in versus last year, this year, a lot of things shifted, and a lot of things I hit that I didn't hit last year, I hit this year, and some things I didn't think I would ever do. So when it comes to y'all, I just gave my little story so y'all can understand why is it important for y'all to reflect. I want y'all to see how far have you come. Just the whole purpose of seeing why reflection on the year is important is to see how far you've come. And you sitting back and thinking to yourself like, damn, I really And I might have had hit rock bottom, but that did not let that stop me, because I kept going. And now where I'm at, I'm 10 times better. Or, you know, we could go 0 to 100 real quick. I had those moments too last year. Even in this year, it was like points where when I was at internship or at school, I was like, I don't know. Like, sometimes I would question myself, like, I don't know how I'm doing this, but I know damn well I'm gonna keep on doing this because this is very important for me. And the whole point too, y'all, I want y'all to understand that when you are, you know, reflecting on what happened, don't beat yourself up about it, because it was bound to happen. And at times we'd be like, I don't know why this happened, but at times it's bound to happen. And that's what I love when it comes to the power of reflection of what this year has taught me, because a lot of things had happened in my life that I did not want to happen, but it was bound to happen, and I learned a lot from it that it helped me so much to where I'm at right now. And I hope this is the same way for you guys too, because this is a time where you get to reflect and also be thankful, as it's being Thanksgiving week. And if you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, just period, just sit back and be thankful for what you have done and how far you've come, because it could have been 10 times worse, and sometimes it could be 10 times better. But I want y'all to be able to be thankful and to be grateful for how far you've come, because we never really take the time to appreciate them small blessings and them small manifestations and everything that we have came to. We never really sit back and really be like, dang, I did not know I was gonna make it this far, and it just be so stuck. You know, we just be so stuck on what's to come. But I want you guys to remember this. Be thankful and be able to sit back and reflect on your life and be like, wow, I might have hit rock bottom, or I might not, whatever the case may be, but I'm thankful that I'm still here, and I'm thankful I'm still progressing, even if the results are not hitting where it is, long as I see results, and I'm appreciative of that, and I'm thankful for that, because it could have been even worse. So we have to be able to reflect on that pause and look back and not judge ourselves, but be able to understand ourselves. Because I feel like every time a new year come in, y'all know what people be like, that new year, new me, everybody don't follow that. Technically we do, because sometimes when we look at that, you know, listen to the phrase and then we think about it, we all are impacted by that, because sometimes we don't bring in the stuff that we had last year to the new year, and sometimes we do a whole 360 on how we want things to go for ourselves in the new year. So when people be like, you know, new year, new me, and sometimes, I'm gonna tell you this first and foremost, it's not gonna happen overnight. So yes, you're gonna still have some character traits from last year that you had and you bring in a new year. Okay, that's fine, but I guarantee you when June comes, because we like, that's what, halfway in the year, you're not going to be that same person that you was last year when you get into 2026. I promise you that, because I look like I gave y'all my mini little snippet of how I reflect on my year. I look back now on what it was last year, I wouldn't think I would even get this far to the things I did, or just taking the risk and doing all that stuff. So you got to be able to appreciate yourself, but also love on yourself, and just be thankful for everything you have done, because it is not easy at all to just be able to sit and reflect on what has happened. Some people will be like, I'll be damned to sit and reflect on what happened to me last year because I've been through hell. But then I get it. I'm like, I get it. But I want you to be thankful, because them times had helped you and molded and grounded you in the times that you are in now. You're in a better space. You're in a better predicament. You're in a better relationship. You're in a better home. You're in a better job. You're in a better whatever it is. Everything is 10 times better than it was last time. And I know at times it's hard to reflect on that, but I'm real big on I'm not going to forget, but I'm going to forgive what has happened. But in that state, I've learned from it, and I'm thankful and I'm grateful, you know, because we've been unthankful for things, and then we have to be grateful. And it happens to us. We all go through these things, but I want y'all to be able to understand that your story is your story, and don't change it for nobody, regardless of how high their story may be or low, because sometimes people don't tell you the real. Some people are not going to give you the raw and uncut version, but me, I'm going to give you the raw and uncut version. I'm like, look, I cried. I had some crash out moments. I questioned myself so many times, because we're human, and I'm human, and I go through these things. But I had to think, came so far. Look how far I came. I can't give up now. I'm entitled. You're entitled to, my friend, to take a break. But don't let nothing or anyone stop you into what you're doing, because you know how far you far you come and how bad you want it. And at times we do have to take a break, and it doesn't make you less of a person, but you're going to keep on going until you get the results you want. But in the meantime, appreciate those small blessings you had, as well as just take the time to reflect on how far you've come. Because reflection isn't about reliving the past, it's about learning from it, so it can help you see the patterns of what has happened. See the patterns, the celebrations, and the progress reflecting that you have, the progress that you have seen, as well as releasing what no longer serves you, and you step into a new season with clarity. And that's how we're going to step into 2026. We're going to step into things with new clarity, new hope, and new everything. And it's okay to reflect on these things that didn't serve us a purpose, but we're thankful for those things because it helped us get to where we are now. So when the next year come in, if it comes up again, we know how to handle it. Because when you reflect with purpose, you connect with your journey and realize how much strength of wisdom and realization you have gained along the way. So when the new year comes in, it's all about what you want to do and how you want to do it, my friend. So just look at reflection as not reliving the past, but just reflecting on how things have really hit. Just reflect on how things have been, and just looking at, just reviewing your experiences, the emotions and lessons, mistakes, achievements, and moments of growth with honesty and compassion that you have overcome. Be proud of yourself regardless of how bad things have went. Be proud of yourself because you didn't let those things or those people stop you. It may took up time, but it's okay, but you still didn't let that defeat you and be your whole life. Okay? So next, who is impacted? Who is benefit the most from reflecting on their year? Everyone is, from children all the way up to older adults, the elderly. Everyone is impacted with them being able to sit back and reflect on the year. How has the year have been for them? How good? How bad? Whatever it is, everyone is impacted within reflecting on the year. Everyone who has lived through challenges, transformation, growth, or uncertainties benefits from reflection. Students adjusting to new pressure, adults juggling responsibility, and anyone experiencing emotional or personal change gain clarity from looking back. Reflection is compelling for people who feel stuck, discouraged, or unsure about their next step. When you pause to reflect, you gain understanding that helps you move forward stronger, smarter, and more grounded. So everyone is impacted by this. We're all impacted by this. We all have the right to sit back and just think or brainstorm or daydream about what the hell has happened to us this year. Excuse me. What the hell has happened to us this year? What has been good? What has been bad? Let's just say it like this. Regardless of how many hats you wear, how many titles you have, let's take all that out real quick. You're still human. Regardless, before all those titles came, you were a human. You had one name, your government name, before you had all these other names. Like me, I was Erica before Eve was born. All other names before they were born, I was Erica. And I look back at everything that has happened this year and I say thank you to Erica for helping me navigate all these chapters and phrases in my life, regardless of if I was in E mode or miss such and such mode and this whatever mode, Erica was still there. You got to be able to thank yourself, because we all are impacted with so much in our life. We have to be thankful for everything that has came our way, as well as not being ashamed to reflect on it. At times it is hard to just reflect, but I want y'all to understand this. We all went through some challenges, some trials and tribulations. We all been through friendships, relationships that were just not it, and we worked so hard to see what, like, we went in the trenches manifesting and praying that things will work. But it's like, when you had enough is enough. And it's okay to have to say, you know what, F this, I'm done. And we all went through those things. The challenges in our lives, I would say this, challenges really helped me to be where I'm at. Challenges at times were needed when I never thought that I was going through a challenge. Challenges can make or break you, but I always say that in the beginning it's going to break you, but in the end it's going to make you, because sometimes it's like I'm going through a challenge and it's beating me down, like it's beating me up so bad, but in the end it has helped me so much. Even though I've been through all the things that I've been through within this challenge, like it had me in the chokehold and things like that, I did not let this stop what I was doing. I didn't quit. I pushed through this challenge. I navigated what needed to be navigated, and I stood up with my chin up, chest out, and still did what had to be done. And I fought that challenge, and I fought a good fight. I did a good fight, and now look where I'm at. As well as like the transformation. We all transformation in some type of way. Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, wellness, everything. In those areas we did flourish and transition in so many ways. Some people physically did by moving away. Some mentally did by just mentally not putting their pressure, energy into those things. Emotionally, everything of that nature, we all been through it. Trust me, I've been through, I feel like every part of it, but in every different parts, in many parts, in different parts of my life within this year. And I'm not ashamed of it, because it was needed. I've been through those things, and it was needed. It was needed for me to separate myself from certain things. It was needed for me to mentally grasp things that do or do not serve me a purpose financially. Like I was like, look, I'm making some money, a good amount of money, but I'm still being careful of how I spend and how I do these things. Spiritually, it was beautiful getting in a closer connection to the Lord himself. Physically, I'm still moving around as much as I can, and also my physical appearance, I'm wearing what I want to wear and making sure that it fits my standard, as well as I'm comfortable with who I am. Because at one point in time, we all went through this. We were not comfortable in our skin. We were not. And I'm going to tell you right now, that was a big transformation for me. That was a big transition for me, to even finally be comfortable with who I am. Like, you know, I could be on here all day sometimes. Like I tell y'all too, it was hard as hell for me to be able to sit in front of a camera, because my biggest issue was I might not come looking up to par. Like y'all seen one video I did within the beginning of this year. I had the same exact braids, same exact style of braids in my head. Lashes was on the lash straw, and I had my glasses on, and I had the nerve to be like, oh my god, they gonna see it. But I was like, you know what, I came this far, and my whole motive is raw and uncut. Sometimes you gotta see the rawness, sometimes you gotta see the reckless and rawless in people, because sometimes you will not see all the glam, sometimes you're gonna see the roughness. But I still showed up. Regardless, mentally, I'm here, I'm focused, I'm in there. But physically, my appearance might say another thing, but I guarantee the energy and the work that I'm putting in is saying a whole other thing. And I know you probably would do the same thing, my friend. It's all in how you impact with things. It's all how you tell the story. It's all about how you carry these things. And trust me, we've been through these challenges, we've been through these transformations, but with all those things happening, we learned a lot. We have grown so much. We have growth in so many areas that we need to appreciate too. Because we always get wrapped up at times within like relying on what we didn't do, when we need to be relying on things that we did do. Going back to, like I say, bad times don't last forever. They do not last forever, because the bad times don't last forever, because after every storm there is going to be a rainbow. If you can't see it, it's out there though. Trust me, I cannot be able to see it, but it's there. And this is what growth is like. We go through these bad times, like the challenges and transformation that we go through, that we may not want it to happen. But then the growth side is like, okay, the bad times, they happen. But here is the rainbow, the sunshine, the pot of gold, whatever, light in the tunnel that's helping me to help me understand that I have done so much. I've grown in so many areas that I may not have seen the growth in. And I tell you, you will see growth when you're able to deal with situations that you used to in the past that used to just eat you up so bad, as now like, I'm not doing this. For me, mentally, I've seen growth for myself when it came to just knowing how to, as my mom would say, hold and fold my thoughts and feelings with certain things and certain situations with people. Like family and friends, they're gonna take you there, and sometimes it's gonna take you to the point where you have to see for yourself. Some will do it in front of crowds, and some won't do it in front of crowds. Some will do it behind doors, closed doors, whatever. I don't care what it is. When you had enough, you had enough. and you give it to them the most polite way possible. I dealt with this year. I never thought it would come to this point, but the growth in me by me going to therapy, but also by me being able to know, is it even worth it? The situation was not as good as I wanted it to be. A few other situations, but I had to think, okay, I'm gonna tell you how I feel respectfully as an adult that I am, and I'm gonna get out my chest. I'm gonna come to you correct, and I'm not gonna come to you wrong. And I said what I said. If you like it, oh well, and if not, that's okay. But respect is a thing that I had learned, that I have growth within me being vocal for myself and not being ashamed of it. Because sometimes I used to be vocal with people, and then I feel like I regret it because it felt like, okay, our friendship, our relationship is done with because I said how I felt. No, and I'm even teaching my students, do not be ashamed on expressing your feelings, because you don't want nobody treating you like a lap dog, and you know that's not you. And I'm really big on feelings because we all have feelings. And when it comes to wellness education that I love to talk about, your feelings matter regardless of how big or small it is, or how big the small situation is. Your feelings matter, and it's valid, because people think at times, oh yeah, I'm going to tell you how it is and whoop-de-whoop, wop, wop, wop. No, I'm going to tell you 10 times better in a way that you may not can handle it. And when you give people the energy that they didn't think they were going to receive, like you cool, calm, and collect, that's the growth right there. Because not seeing growth will be you matching their energy. Y'all fussing back with each other, you loud, you in their face, you cussing, y'all fussing, you fighting. It's not worth it. In those situations that I've been through, I've seen growth within myself. I'm like, you know what, it's not worth it. It's not meant for me to sit here and give you the same treatment that you're giving me, because I'm gonna respect you. I'm gonna treat you, you're gonna treat me like a lady, and I'm gonna treat you like a human. I'm going to treat you like the human that you are. Let's just say that. You're gonna treat me like a human, I'm gonna treat you like a human. But you're not gonna talk to me like I'm a child or a lap dog or nothing of that nature. You're not gonna do that. Let's say you're not gonna talk to me like a pet. Okay? You're not gonna talk to me crazy. And with growth in that area, when you see like, okay, things that used to just get you on the edge of you to curse people out and stuff, growth is when you be like, you know what, let me sit back and really think about this. Is it worth me going toe to toe with you? Is it worth me going to jail and sacrificing everything I got because you acting like a child, and you acting like a lap dog, and you acting out of character? Hell no, I'm not doing that, because my wellness is impacting what I have going on. And if I ain't learned nothing this year, I learned this. You don't have to match energy with energy. You don't gotta match it. You do not have to match negative with negative. Someone has to be positive. Somebody gotta be the big person. Like I tell my students, mostly my girls, you gotta be a big girl. Sometimes you have to be the big girl. It's hard, I know. It's like, oh my gosh, he or she should have, I'm gonna give them what they want. But it's like, at the end of the day, what's the purpose? When you say what you say, it's like, okay, I did it, and now I still don't feel good because I feel like I should have did something else. And I had to learn that too. I was like, you know, I'm a big girl now. I cannot let certain things and issues, people and stuff get to me no more. I've learned that with the reflection of this year, within the power of reflection of this year, like what has this year taught me, one thing I will most likely say is growth. I've grown in so many areas that I think I couldn't grow into, that I thought I couldn't grow into. But now I know I've grown into them, because I seen firsthand when an incident had happened that the old me would have been matching energy. We would have been in each other's face, fingers would have been pointing and everything. And this year I've learned that you back yourself up. You speak to them like an adult. They can yell and scream all they want, because you don't want to yell and scream with them, because they say to you, when the loudest person is in the room, they're the one that's doing too much. They're guilty and they're doing too much, which is true. But I've learned too that growth is, you know, just stop walking away, seeing the things that used to bring you down and baggage and stuff doesn't impact with you no more. The growth of it is you flourishing in so many ways you thought you couldn't. You thought you couldn't. That has helped you to understand also too the uncertain benefits that doesn't serve a purpose for you no more. And that's why it's important for all of us to understand that we all are impacted with reflecting on how the year has been for us. We're all impacted by reflecting on how has this year been for you, regardless how good or bad it is. Just sit back and be like, It taught me a lot. It taught me something, because it's impossible for you to not learn nothing. But it's going to teach you something, because reflection will also help you with it. Reflection is compelling for people who have felt stuck, discouraged, or unsure about their next step. I want you to know, when you pause and reflect, my friend, you're going to gain so much understanding that's going to help you within the next year, for you to move forward, to be stronger, to think smarter, and to be more grounded in things that serve your purpose and that doesn't. And I know it hurts at times when we be like, oh my gosh, I should not feel that way, I should not do that way. Your mental health matters, your peace matters, everything that you stand for, it matters within your wellness. Don't let nobody take advantage of something that you have, because most of the time they want to do that because they're jealous of you, or they want to see you down. Don't be a fool for these people, and don't let nobody fool you. Okay? Next, what is the benefit? What happens when you take time to reflect intentionally? Well, I'm going to say this. When you take the time to reflect intentionally about yourself, that's where all the self-awareness, the self-worth, the self-care, everything impacting self comes into play. When you take the time to sit back and just reflect on what has been going on intentionally with your life, you're thinking about self, everything impacting self-care, self-affirmation, intuition, whatever. Everything self comes into play where you reflect on how things have been going for yourself. You're reflecting on yourself intentionally for you and just only you, and taking to see what was the benefit that it has impacted with me within myself. What has this done for me? How has this been important? How does impact? Etc., etc. So reflection strengthens self-awareness. It helps you identify what worked, what drains you, what brought you joy, and what needs to change. When you reflect, you gain emotional clarity, reduce intentional pressure, and see yourself from a more compassionate perspective. Reflection also boosts confidence by reminding you and rewarding you of what you have overcome and achieved, even things you forgot to celebrate. Ultimately, reflection transformations your mind, allowing you to make more intentional decisions in the future. So like I said, going back into like what happens when you take the time to reflect intentionally, it's all about self, your self-awareness. You're reflecting on a lot of the self-awareness, things that what worked for you. I want you to sit back and be like, what worked for me this year? I don't care how big or small it is. What really worked for me this year? And how did it help me mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially, well-being, whatever it is? How did this help me so much? As well as what drained you. I think for me too, what has really been versus this year, last year I was able to point out so many things that drained me so fast. It was so hard to identify what really made me happy. It was so hard to really figure out what worked for me sometimes. But this year I could say, okay, these things really drained me, but these things worked for me because I took that vow to be more positive of certain situations that were negative than to make it be worked up on me and to drain me, if that makes sense. So I want you guys to just reflect on like, okay, what really worked for me? Okay, this worked for me. I did that for me. When I left this person alone, when I left this job alone, that worked for me. What drained me was when I kept going back and forth with these people, when I kept pushing and pressuring myself in this, when I kept saying I'm not going to do it, and I kept doing like whatever drained me, as well as what brought you joy. What overall, even though you went to these things worked for you, these things did not, but what really brought me joy was this, doing this, having this, becoming a mom, becoming a dad, becoming a sister, a brother, becoming an auntie, whatever, becoming a business owner, becoming this, becoming that. These things have really brought me joy, as well as what I need to change. I know I've been through some good, some bad times, but something gotta give, and something gotta give now, and this is where I need to change. I need to change how I feel about this. I need to change how I feel about myself within this. I need to change how my work ethics. I need to change how I talk to people. I need to change how I talk to myself. I need to change how I spend my money. Whatever it is, it's all impacting you, my friend. That impacts was when you reflect, you gain emotional clarity. You gain the emotional clarity for yourself that no one else will know for yourself. you will see what helps me emotionally and what doesn't help you emotionally, as well as reducing the intentional pressure you have with yourself. We all have so much pressure built up that at times it blows up, and at times we be like, was it even worth me blowing up on this person? Was it even worth me blowing up on this thing or situation? What was really it? When you have the emotional clarity, it's like, okay, I'm not gonna let this happen to me because I've been through this before. I'm not gonna let this happen because it's not worth it. This is where everything falls into. What's the benefit and why is it important for you to do these things? As well as to reduce the intentional pressure. We all have these pressure build up, these pressure build walls and all that. We gotta let some of these things go. And seeing yourself for a more compassionate perspective. Compassion is something that we have for others that at times we don't have for ourselves. We're always there to give the love and feel the love, but we don't really feel for ourselves. And compassion and empathy is something that we always give to each other, but have we really gave it to ourselves? Once you sit back and think like, have I gave myself enough compassion and empathy this year? If not, I need to start doing that, and in the new year still is appreciate myself more. I need to pour more into my cup before I can pour into someone else's. Even though, yes, I'm not going to take this away from nobody because I'm a part of this team. Helping people, that's a part of your DNA. Love that down for you. You're a giver more than you are a receiver. Hey, I'm here for it. But sometimes us givers need to receive for ourselves. We need to receive things for ourselves before we can give to people so they can receive from us. Whatever it is, we have to give to ourselves so we can receive the love and energy, the prosperity, the goodness, and all those good things for ourselves before we can give it to others. Because if we don't do that for ourselves, it's like we're not showing up for ourselves, but we're quick to show up for others. You know, we have to do what's for us, as before we can step out on the forefront and be like, hey, I got you. Because like I say to you, even superheroes need to love on themselves before they can go out there and save the day. They need to prepare themselves for what's to come before they get prepared for others. As well as reflecting also helps us boost our confidence. It may be crazy, but it reminds us of everything that has been going on. It reminds us what we have overcome and achieved, even things we forgot to celebrate. One thing about it, y'all, I like to say this. You are your biggest cheerleader, even if people are not going to cheer for you like you cheer for yourself. And one thing I have a big problem of this year that I have to learn when it comes to the new year is that sometimes you have to expect more from yourself than you expect from others. Especially when it comes to reminding yourself of what you have overcome and achieved. Sometimes we always look for other people's opinion to see and to give us our flowers and our applause. My friend, if you're just like me, or you know someone that's just in a situation like me, when you step into the new year, I want you to love on yourself so hard. I want you to not think about anybody else's opinion unless it's necessary for you to get their opinion, like on a job or a business type of thing that you need to get their opinion. If it's a personal goal or achievement you did, my friend, you don't even have to tell the world. You tell the world when you're ready, whatever the case may be. But the moment you see the progress or you get the results, whatever you need, that's when you honor and you celebrate yourself. Regardless of how big or small you have overcome within this achievement, or whatever you have overcome or the achievement is, celebrate it. Because we do lose sight of forgetting the things that we have achieved and overcome because we forget to celebrate ourselves. When we're so eager to celebrate others, at times they may not be able to celebrate us. This is where we take the chance to celebrate ourselves. Even though, like, for me, it's scary still because sometimes I do want people to celebrate with me. But then sometimes you gotta think, do I want these people around me that I have to keep looking behind my shoulder to make sure they ain't talk about me in the midst of me having the spotlight? Because that's another thing too, y'all, I seen. When you have the spotlight, sometimes it's like you don't want it again. Like me personally, like graduation, things like that, I don't do the big parties because I just am very frightened of having the spotlight and it gets taken from you, or you have the spotlight and it still feel like it's not your spotlight because of X, Y, and Z. But I'll say this, when you do have things and moments of your life, celebrate it with the ones that you know for a fact you love, and they're your reasons. Celebrate with your reasons, not the seasons, and you know that they're going to love you and they're going to celebrate with you because it's all about you and they're pouring into you, things like that. Or if you don't want to do that, sometimes we gotta celebrate and love on ourselves a little bit hard. Sometimes we gotta do for ourselves. And then sometimes people be like, you know what, and most of the time I don't do these things because I don't want to be bothered with people. I don't want to do this and that because I just don't want to do it no more. I do what's for you. But overall, my friend, I want you to appreciate and celebrate every accomplishment or whatever you have done. And starting in the new year, to love on yourself a little bit harder, because we can lose sight of these things. We can forget to love on ourselves. We can forget to celebrate ourselves because no one knows how hard it was for us to get to where we are but us. So I want you to reflect on this year coming up and reflect on this year to see if I celebrate myself enough, if I loved on myself a little enough. If I didn't, in the new year, I'm going out with a bang. I'm going in with a bang. I'm going in with a bang, and I'm going to go out with a bang next year the same way with a good one, because you have to pour into yourself harder before anyone else can pour into you. You can help as much as possible, but you know what's for you, and that impacts with you. Reflection is transforming your mindset as well, and allowing you to make more intentional decisions for your future. You have to do what's best for you before you can do it for anyone else within helping them navigate the world. You have to do what's necessary for you, my friend, and take advantage of it every day. But reflect on the things you didn't do. If you didn't celebrate yourself a little harder, do it this year, next year coming in, because you matter. And this is about you, my friend. This is all about you. This is the power within reflecting on what this year taught me. So when the new year come, what I learned this year, I'm putting it into the new year, so I can put into the action and see for myself that I've learned this last year, so I'm putting in the work for this year and making sure that's going to come true. If it don't come even if it don't come overnight, because it's not going to happen overnight, long as I'm putting in that work, putting in that pressure, so I can see how far I've come, so I can praise and applaud myself before anybody else, and try to get any type of comments or victory from anyone else. So when should you reflect? When is the most important time to pause and look back? Anytime. I don't care if it's the morning, evening, afternoon, middle of the night, you wake up, reflect on any time of the day. I don't care. Do it, because it also gives you a flashback of like, you deep diving into what has gone on. And sometimes we look back and be like, damn, this really happened. Sometimes we be like, damn, this really happened. Like the tone and the voice, take the time, anytime, to sit back, reflect, to daydream, or whatever you have to do to time travel to see how this year has been for you. Excuse me, y'all. So anytime you feel overwhelmed, lost, or unsure of your decision, excuse me, reflection is especially powerful at the end of a season, where that's the end of the year, a major chapter, or after a major challenge. Reflect when you're starting something new, you're healing from something painful, you need clarity before making a decision, and you feel stuck or disconnected from your goal. Reflection is your inner compass. It realigns you when life feels scattered or rushed. So you should reflect anytime, even when you feel overwhelmed, lost, unsure of your direction. This is where you reflect on what's next. Like, you just look back, like, look how far you've come or where you want to be. Reflect when you're starting something new. Reflect that, okay, just pinpoint things, okay, like, this is worth it. I'm a little nervous, but overall, still go for it. Take that risk, my friend. Take that risk regardless. Reflect on the things, like, okay, it really made sense. It didn't make sense, or I'm scared, I'm afraid, whatever the case may be. I want you to look at how far you've come, my friend, but be able and thankful for these things, because they are preparing you for something new. Like, reflect when you're starting something new. You're healing from something painful. That's a relationship, grief and loss, not getting something you wanted. Reflect on this and see, is it worth the next step for you? I feel like it is. You need clarity before making a big decision. Take that time to reflect on things that maybe you felt lost or stuck on. And then you look at like, okay, I remember I told myself that if this happened again, if you wrote it down, did a video journal or whatever it is, I told myself I'm going to do it again, I'm going to take a chance on it. Do that. And when you're feeling stuck or disconnected from your goals, this is where you really take the time to reflect on, okay, this can be something that is worth the while. If I don't take this right now, I don't know what's going to happen. But if I do, it's going to make sense in the long run. Because reflection is your inner compass. It realigns you when life feels scattered or rushed. You be able to take that time to reflect on things that what matters for you and how you are able to take that risk, because you are in control of your life. You are the captain, of the ship, the bus driver, whatever you want to do about however you narrate your life, you're in control. And I want you to take that time to reflect as much as possible. Even reflect when you're happy, when you're excited, you on cloud nine. Even reflect on them times where you are like on sky high. Not just when you're at the darkest times, even when it's light. When you have light in your life, reflect on those times, even when you're in the darkest times. Reflect every time that's needed, because you never know. Reflecting in the mirror and all that is needed. Take it when you know for a fact, you're like, okay, I need to reflect on this. Even like when you have light. When I say when you have light is, you know, when you're in the dark times, like, I cannot stand this, something to give. And you work so hard for you to see the lights again. Thank yourself and reflect on them bad times. Like, dang, I really went through this, but I think those bad times for me to be where I'm at right now, because if I was not right here, I don't know what I would have done. And don't take them for granted, because that's when the dark times come. Be like, dang, why'd I do this? What's going on? And be appreciative of everything you have every day. Be thankful and grateful for everything that we have, that you have going on. That impacts with too, where does this matters most? In which areas of your life does reflection make a big impact? I feel like every area of your life makes a big impact when it comes to reflecting on how things have been for you. Reflection matters in every area of your well-being. Personal growth help you see how far you have come. Mental health gives emotional clarity and reduces stress. Relationships help you understand patterns, needs, and boundaries. School/work improves decision-making and goal settings. Self-worth reminds you that you are elevating, learning, and worthy. Because reflection shifts your perseverance, allowing you to show up more intentionally, gratefully, and grounded. That right there is enough said overall. Because when it comes to where does this matter the most, in every area of your life, reflection makes the biggest impact, especially when it comes to your personal growth. It helps you see how far you've come. Look how far you've come. You have made it to this point so far that you probably didn't even imagine it. Take advantage of it and grasp onto it. Even if you didn't get to that point, still take advantage of it, because you tried and you're still in the race to get to where you want to be. As well as your mental health, it helps you give your emotional clarity and reduce the stress. And if not, you're working to it and you got this, my friend. Within your relationships, it helps you understand the patterns needed and the boundaries that you need to set for yourself, that you're setting now or within the new year to come, within schoolwork or within school or within work, your business, whatever the case may be. You're improving and making decisions and setting goals that's needed now or into the new year. And within your self-worth, reminding you that you are elevating, learning, and worthy. You're taking these baby steps and you're appreciating these small achievements you have made in your life from now on to the new year. Because your reflection is perseverance, allowing you to show up more intentionally for yourself, being grateful and grounded for how far you have come and how far things are going to go, because you're in control of your life and we're here to cheer you on. I know I'm most definitely here to cheer you on, my friend, because I know how hard it gets. I know how it is to be in these situations in your life where, look, it's like, damn, something gotta give and I'm tired of it, like something gotta give. And when you put in that work and you keep going and you keep flourishing, my friend, you are there. So please take the initiative of the power of reflection, because what this year has taught you has been teaching you so many things that you may be like, I did not even know until just after listening to me and just being able to please put the pieces together. You know? And lastly, why is this important? Why is reflection essential for long-term growth and wellness? Because this is something that's very important, that's needed, because it's going to help you in the future, in the long run, to see your growth and how far you have come again. Because you can't grow forward if you don't understand where you have been. That's like you cannot go forward if you don't take a step back and to see how far you've come to just jump into something new. Reflection helps you stop repeating cycles that no longer serve you, and it empowers you to create new habits, new boundaries, and new intentions for the future. It brings peace by helping you release guilt, regret, fear, and emotional weight you have carried all year. Because I know y'all carried this burden on y'all. Before I get deep into it, my friend, I want you to get rid of all that guilt, that regret, that fear and emotion and weight that you have going on. Let it go. Let it flow. Before you go into the new year, I want you to pray on a manifestation. Do whatever you got to do to get all that out your system, because that's negativity. That negativity is going to hold you back, and you don't want nothing or no one to hold you back for what your future has to come for you. Because I know your future is bright, and I know you have so much to offer, and I know you have so much more to put into this atmosphere, this world, whatever you want to call it. Do not let nothing or anyone make you feel guilty, make you regret, have fear, as well as having these emotional weight that you have been carrying all year long. My friend, before we step into January the 1st, 2026, I want you to let go of all them things that don't serve you no more. Let go of every little thing and everybody that has been in your ear just giving you negative energy. Let them go before we jump into January the 1st, 2026. I think it's a Thursday. Let me check before I say the wrong thing. I think it's a Thursday. Is it a Thursday? Yes. Before Thursday, January 1st, 2026, my friend, I want you to get rid of all that negative energy right here, right now. We're in the holiday time too, and I don't want you to deal with the holidays with dealing with this fear, this guilt, and this emotional fear, rejection, guilt, and all those things. All those people and those things in your ear, you need to let them go. If you gotta scream, you gotta yell, you gotta do whatever you gotta do, let them go. Please do it, my friend, because you deserve so much. You do not deserve to be somebody's puppet master. You don't deserve to have somebody have you walking around in fear, feeling guilty and regretting the things that you have done, as well as having all that emotional weight on your shoulder, because you deserve better, my friend, and you're gonna get better. But I want you to make this vow to yourself that you're not going to let nothing or no one have you walk around in fear, feel guilty, reject, having these feelings of rejection, but overall carrying weight that don't serve you a purpose no more, because it hurts. Yes, it does hurt, but I guarantee you that person, that thing doesn't give a damn no more. And it hurts when people have so much feelings and things going up, and people may not feel the same way that we do. But we have to shift the gears and be like, you know what, they don't care no more. I gotta do what's best for me, because I can't keep living with this conscience, this guilty conscience, or these things keep affecting me. Let it go, let it flow right here, right now, my friend, because you deserve better. And as you walk into the new year on Thursday, January 1st, 2026, let all them people and worries go right here, right now. I said it. E, the one and only E, said it for you. Because you're going to get through this. You're not going to let no man, no woman, they, them, none of that make you feel less of a person, my friend, because you got to keep going, keep flowing. Do what you got to do to get rid of those negative things that don't serve you a purpose. Because we're going to start off the new year with a new start, and we're going to do things that impact with us for the better, the greater good, because this is impacted with our wellness. You don't need nobody coming in with this nasty attitude, none of that. So let all it go and let it flow now. Before we step foot on Thursday, January 1st, 2026, we need to do what's best for us. And you're going to do it, my friend. Because reflection turns your experiences into wisdom. It teaches you that you didn't just survive this year. You evolved through it. And that evolve is what prepares you for the next season of your life. Even though you went through all these things, it still helps you to understand that that reflection has helped you to turn your experiences into wisdom. You went through hell and back and high waters. Cool. But that still helped you to understand that you turned those experiences into wisdom. Hell, it was a fucked up situation for you. But it gave me wisdom, it gave me hope, it gave me strength. Like going back to, I'm not going to let nobody or nothing make me feel guilty no more. All that rejection, that fear, regret, that emotional all that is gone. But I'm not going to I'm not going to forget it. I'm not going to forget it. I'm going to forgive it, but I'm not going to forget it. Because that reflection turned my experience into wisdom. Because it taught me that I didn't just survive this year, and you didn't just survive this year, my friend, but you evolved through every storm you went through, every hell and high waters, good or bad, emotional roller coaster. You have evolved through it, and after all of that, it is now preparing you for the next season of your life. It's preparing you for what you want and what you don't want, because you're in control of your life, and we're here to sit back and cheer you on, regardless of how big or small it gets or how hard it gets. I'm here to still cheer you on and keep you going, and here to help you if you need a shoulder. I'm here to help you, and if you need a shoulder to cry on, my friend, because I know how hard it gets. Okay, I know. And the quote of the day, impacting the quote of the week, is reflection is the bridge between where you were and where you're going. Reflection is the bridge between where you were and where you're going. And you're going places, my friend. Don't let nothing or anyone dictate you and say you're not, because you are. It's going to come. Manifest, pray on it. Live on it. Write it out, whatever you got to do. Stand on it. Dance on it. Praise on it. Whatever you got to do. Keep that faith going. Okay? I know this wellness lesson was a lot. It was. But I want y'all to understand this is important. Because as we are doing the Wellness 101 Lesson 21, within the power of reflection, of what this year has taught us, I want you to understand and think that, appreciate what you had, and be thankful for everything that came your way. Okay? Because I thank y'all for taking the time out of y'all busy day, y'all busy schedule to listen to me or watch me. And just for that, thank you for tapping in. And I want y'all to remember this. Remember, your year didn't define you, it redefines you. Take time this week to pause, breathe, and honor everything this year has taught you. The wins, the losses, the lessons, the moments you doubted yourself, they all shaped you to the person you are today. Continue to reflect, learn, and grow. Your next chapter is already proud of you, and so am I. Regardless of what is to come, I'm proud of you, and your next chapter is proud of you as well. Okay, my friend? So, I thank you all so very much again. I hope you learned quite a few things within this wellness lesson, because you're in control of everything that you do, my friend. You are the one that knows what's for you and what's not for you, who serves a purpose and who doesn't. And I really hope that you do take the time to reflect on what this year has taught you, regardless of how big or small it is. But just take that time to reflect and be thankful for everything that has come. Even be thankful for them good times. In the bad times, be extra thankful for them bad times, because they have granted you the wish of where you are right now. And I want you to step into the new year as a whole, as much and wholly as possible if you want to, as brand new, if so. Because the new year is already, the next chapter of your life is already proud of you, and so am I. You're going to go far. I know you can do it. Situations are going to come, but you know how to deal with them, and you're not going to let them stop you. You're going to do what's necessary for you. You're going to use them resources to help you to not be so worked up and to help you when you need the help. And you're going to be someone that you wish you had. Like me, I'm being the social worker that I wish I had for my students. I'm being the podcaster that I wish I had growing up for the people that listen and watch to me. I'm being the woman that I want to be when I have children, so they can look at me and be like, wow. You know, be the person that you are for yourself, so in the future that you can look back and be like, I did this because I wanted this for me and for the next generation to come as well. Be the person that you are set to be. We're all going to deal with obstacles, but don't let them obstacles defeat you or stop you. Okay? I hope you all enjoy your Thanksgiving week. If you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, I still want you to still be thankful for the things that you have, but overall, just enjoy your week. If you're celebrating Thanksgiving, I hope it goes good. Hope you sit at your table where you do your prayers and say what you're thankful for and stuff. You are thankful for things that really serve your purpose. And if you don't celebrate Thanksgiving still, I want you to still reflect on things that has got you to where you are, and you're thankful for how far you've come, but just being overall, being able to reflect on how this year has been. Okay? So happy holidays, everyone. And if not, you don't celebrate the holidays, have a good weekend. I wish y'all nothing but the best. Please be safe out here. Bundle up. You know, pay attention to the weather, wear the proper clothes and attire. Also, be kind to someone. You never know who needs it, as well as be kind and give to yourself. Okay, I love you all so very much. You guys will hear from me next week, and I cannot wait to give y'all the next 5 of the day as we enter December. Okay, bye.